Imagine stepping into London on May 1st, 1940. Feel the tension in the air, the sense that history itself is holding its breath. The war has been burning for less than a year, yet Britain is already staggering. France has collapsed. The Nazi blitzkrieg, like a steel hurricane, has obliterated every army reckless enough to stand in its way. And now Britain stands utterly alone, a solitary island fortress, staring across the Channel at an enemy that seems to advance with the inevitability of fate itself. Across the Atlantic, German U-boats prowl like wolves, tearing supply convoys apart faster than Britain can replace them. The specter of famine hovers over the nation. An invasion feels not just possible, but imminent. But while the world watches that visible war, another conflict unfolds in near total darkness. About 50 miles north of London, concealed behind coils of barbed wire and posted guards, a secret compound hums with quiet intensity. More than 7,000 men and women pass their days in disciplined silence. They do not carry rifles. Instead, these unlikely warriors wield mathematics, linguistics, logic, and sheer intellectual firepower. They come from universities, from chess clubs, from the eccentric corners of Britain's brightest minds. This place is called Bletchley Park, and the mission entrusted to them borders on the impossible: to shatter the Nazis' unbreakable code. Dear friends, if this video has reached you, it's not by chance. Right now, click the subscribe button and the notification bell. Write a number from 1 to 5 in the comments. I will personally respond to the first 50 comments, and make sure to watch the video until the end. The Germans are certain, absolutely certain, that their communications cannot be deciphered. They place all their faith in a machine called Enigma, a device resembling some odd combination of typewriter and telephone switchboard. Every German military message, Hitler's orders, tactical reports, supply requests, is fed through an Enigma. Each letter typed becomes instantly transformed into a scrambled cipher. To the Germans, Enigma is perfection incarnate, an iron wall of secrecy that no enemy will ever penetrate. They could not be more mistaken. Picture a chilly morning in May 1940. A young mathematician named Alan Turing strides through the gates of Bletchley Park. He is slight, unassuming, wrapped in an aura of brilliant peculiarity. Colleagues would later say that his mind operated on a plane most people could scarcely imagine. This man, reserved and awkward, is about to lead a team into territory. Military experts had declared mathematically unreachable the heart of Enigma itself. What Turing cannot yet know is that his work will save millions of lives, slash years off the war, and steer the entire course of human history. Yet the world will not hear his name. Not truly, not fully, for decades. The secrecy surrounding his mission will remain so absolute that long after peace returns, the British government will still deny the project's existence for 30 years. This is Operation Ultra, the hidden intelligence effort that helped win the Second World War. But before understanding how Turing dismantled Enigma's armor, we must understand what made the machine so formidable. Enigma sits innocently in its wooden case, roughly the size of a typewriter. Inside, a series of rotating metal rotors twist and shift with each keystroke. When a German operator presses a letter, it doesn't simply encode it, transforms through a shifting maze of electrical pathways. The rotors move every time a key is pressed, ensuring that even two identical letters typed consecutively produce entirely different encrypted outputs. The number of possible combinations? Astronomical. A message encrypted on one Enigma machine becomes utter gibberish on another configured differently, or so the German High Command believes. Every branch of German power, the Wehrmacht, the Luftwaffe, the Navy, depends completely on Enigma. Field marshals issue their orders through it. Commanders coordinate attacks with it. U-boats receive targeting instructions through it. Without access to these messages, the Allies are essentially blind. Later, Winston Churchill himself would admit that the German Navy was the one thing that really frightened me during the war. He had good reason. U-boats, protected behind Enigma's veil, were sending British supply ships to the ocean floor at a rate the nation could not sustain. Unless Enigma is broken, the Allies will starve long before they can even dream of returning to Europe. Yet there was another thread in this story, a thread stretching back to Poland. Before the Nazi invasion, a team of Polish mathematicians had built a mechanical device they called the Bombe machine, designed to test Enigma's settings and uncover hidden patterns. But the Bombe was tailored only to the older Enigma model. When the Germans upgraded the machine, adding additional rotors, the Polish invention became obsolete overnight. Before their country fell, the Polish cryptologists passed their research to the British, along with an extraordinary gift, an actual Enigma machine, smuggled out of Poland just ahead of the Nazi advance. It now rests inside a locked room at Bletchley Park, its secrets waiting to be understood. Now let us step back in time and look at the mind destined to open those secrets. Alan Turing was born in 1912 into a comfortable upper-class British family. His father served in the Indian Civil Service. His mother raised him under the strict, traditional expectations of English society. By all logic, Turing should have matured into a textbook British gentleman. But destiny had other plans. As a boy, he was shy, awkward, easily singled out. He struggled to form friendships. Yet beneath that exterior, his mind sparked with rare brilliance. He tackled mathematical problems that left his teachers baffled. He immersed himself in books on cryptography and abstract logic, sometimes studying so intently he forgot to eat. By the time he arrived at Cambridge University, Turing had already contributed profound insights to mathematics. In 1936, still in his mid-20s, he published a groundbreaking paper that would one day become the foundation of modern computer science. In it, he outlined a theoretical device, now known as the Turing machine, capable of performing any conceivable mathematical calculation. Without realizing it, he was sketching the blueprint for the future, computing as we know it. When war erupts, Turing is recruited by the Government Code and Cipher School, GC&CS, the British intelligence agency tasked with breaking enemy codes. He is not selected for charm or military discipline. He is selected because he is, quite simply, the sharpest mind Britain can offer. In November 1939, Turing arrives at Bletchley Park, 27 years old, and already a legend in the making. The compound is like nothing he has seen before. Workers sleep in barracks. Several sprawling Victorian mansions serve as administrative hubs. Scattered across the grounds stand dozens of huts, each devoted to a specific aspect of code breaking. Army messages, Navy communications, Luftwaffe signals. The structure is meticulous and compartmentalized. No one knows more than they must. Turing receives his assignment. Hut 8, responsible for cracking the German Navy's Enigma settings. This version of Enigma is the most fortified and the most crucial. If the Allies can decipher naval traffic, they can locate U-boats before the submarines unleash further devastation on Britain's supply lines. He is given a small team, a cluster of mathematicians, and some of the most gifted young thinkers in the nation. Together, they will attempt what Germany insists cannot be done: break Enigma. Turing's genius lies in understanding that brute force is futile. The combinations are too vast. Even checking one per second, the task would outlast the age of the universe. Instead, he grasps something deeper. The key is patterns. Find patterns in the encrypted text, and you can reduce the universe of possibilities. Reduce the possibilities enough, and you can build a machine to test the remaining configurations automatically. Working alongside mathematician Gordon Welchman and mechanical engineer Harold "Doc" Keene, Turing designs a device unlike anything the world has seen. Inspired by the Polish Bombe but radically enhanced, the machine looms as large as a refrigerator, packed with rotating drums, electric circuits, and whirring mechanical parts. They name it the Bombe. And here is the elegant heart of its operation. German Enigma messages almost always begin with weather reports. This means the opening letters, though encrypted, correspond to predictable German words. This seemingly small routine becomes the Achilles heel Turing needs. Imagine standing in a dimly lit room at Bletchley Park in the early months of 1940. The air is thick with the hum of anticipation and the faint smell of solder and machine oil. Here, a team led by Alan Turing is racing against time, trying to unlock the seemingly unbreakable German Enigma code, their secret weapon, the Bombe machine. Unlike human minds, this mechanical marvel can rapidly test countless rotor positions and settings. When it finds a sequence that produces recognizable German words at the start of a message, it halts. That sequence is the key literally to decrypting the entire message. In theory, what would have taken months could now be done in mere hours. But theory is one thing. Reality is another. British factories are already maxed out producing weapons for the war. Turing and his colleagues scavenge parts, plead for manufacturing slots, and improvise solutions. Finally, in March 1940, the first Bombe machine is assembled. Yet it is imperfect. Progress is slow, and the Germans, ever cunning, add more rotors to Enigma, compounding the challenge exponentially. Then, in a stroke of sheer fortune, history intervenes. In May 1941, British forces raid a German U-boat crippled by depth charges. Before the vessel sinks, they capture both its Enigma machine and, more crucially, its code books, the holy grail for cryptanalysts. These books reveal the actual daily settings used by the Germans. Turing's team now has not just one Enigma, but the real keys for each day. Within weeks, the Bombe machines are churning through messages. First a few, then dozens, then hundreds. By 1942, Bletchley Park is decrypting over 3,000 messages every day. The Germans, oblivious, continue to believe their communications are unbreakable. The consequences are profound. With Enigma compromised, the war transforms almost overnight. British forces gain the ability to locate German U-boats before they strike. Convoys are rerouted. Ambushes await the unsuspecting submarines. The U-boat threat that once terrified Churchill and nearly starved Britain begins to diminish. On the battlefield, commanders anticipate German movements before they happen. At the Battle of North Africa, General Bernard Montgomery confronts Erwin Rommel. Thanks to ultra-intelligence, he knows exactly where Rommel's forces lie, allowing him to prepare defenses meticulously. Rommel, brilliant strategist though he is, has no inkling that his every maneuver is being observed. Later, Montgomery will assert that Ultra was equivalent to 15 divisions, roughly 200,000 soldiers worth of advantage. Yet with great power comes agonizing responsibility. Every time the Allies act on Ultra information, they risk revealing that Enigma is broken. Decisions are excruciating. Sometimes attacks are launched. Other times, British intelligence must allow an assault to succeed, sacrificing a few to protect the many. Ships are sunk, sailors lost, all to keep the Germans unaware that their code has been penetrated. The moral weight falls on Bletchley's codebreakers. Never soldiers, never on the front lines. Yet their choices shape the fate of millions. Take a single intelligence report, a German convoy crossing the Mediterranean. If commanders strike immediately, they could annihilate the convoy, but doing so risks exposing Ultra. Instead, a ruse is staged. A reconnaissance plane spots the convoy by chance. Then, the attack is carried out. The Germans believe it was mere luck. These delicate deceptions, repeated countless times, protect the ultimate secret. Enigma is broken. By 1944, Bletchley's expertise reaches near-magic precision. Messages can be decrypted almost in real time. Orders reach Allied commanders within hours, revealing plans for new German weapons, the V-1 and V-2 rockets. Factories are bombed, hundreds of these weapons destroyed before deployment. And then comes June 6, 1944 D-Day. Operation Overlord, the largest military invasion in human history, hinges on secrecy. Over 150,000 troops cross the English Channel in a single day. Surprise is everything. If the Germans knew, the beaches would be slaughterhouses. Ultra confirms that German commanders are deceived, still expecting an attack at Pas-de-Calais. Normandy's defenses are thinner than anticipated. Thousands of lives are saved. Eisenhower later declares that Ultra intelligence was worth 15 divisions. After the war, Winston Churchill classifies Ultra as most secret, keeping the operation hidden from the public for 3 decades. And so, the quiet, unassuming brilliance of Bletchley Park, the machines, the codebreakers, and the decisions made in shadow reshaped the course of history, all without a single shot fired by those who held the key. It would take until 1974 for the British government to finally lift the veil on Bletchley Park and Operation Ultra. By then, time had claimed many of the codebreakers who had labored in secrecy. Alan Turing, the man whose mind had reshaped the war, had been dead for 20 years. Alan Turing saved the world. His work shortened World War II by years. His theoretical contributions to mathematics laid the foundation for the modern computer age. He is, without exaggeration, one of the greatest geniuses in human history. And yet, after the war, the country he had served with brilliance and devotion turned against him. In 1952, Turing was arrested, not for espionage, not for treason, but for homosexuality. In post-war Britain, being gay was a crime. His sentence was horrifying: chemical castration, injections of hormones designed to suppress sexual desire, effectively poisoning the mind and body that had once saved millions of lives. The man who had deciphered the Nazis' unbreakable codes was now being destroyed by the very society he had fought to protect. The physical and psychological toll was immense. Turing sank into depression, struggling to cope with the effects of the chemical treatments. And then, on the 7th of June 1954, the world lost him. Alan Turing was found dead in his apartment at just 41 years old. On his nightstand lay an apple, partially eaten, tainted with cyanide. The official cause of death was suicide by cyanide poisoning. But the story leaves room for doubt. Some believe Turing's death may have been a tragic accident. Perhaps fumes from a chemistry experiment escaped unnoticed. Others are certain it was deliberate. Whatever the truth, the world had lost one of its most extraordinary minds, a man who had saved millions, extinguished by prejudice and cruelty. It was not until 2013, 59 years after his death, that the British government issued an official pardon. By then, it was too late for Turing to witness history's judgment. He never knew that he would be celebrated as one of the greatest mathematicians and logicians of all time, that his theoretical work would ignite the computer revolution, that his genius would outlive the injustice that had destroyed him. All he knew was that the country he had served with unmatched brilliance had condemned him for simply being who he was. And then there is Ultra, the hidden weapon of the Allies. The operation remained classified until 1974, shrouded in secrecy for nearly 3 decades. For years, military historians puzzled over the Allies' uncanny successes. How did they always seem to know German positions? How did they avoid ambushes with such eerie precision? The answer: Ultra remained, hidden in the shadows. When the truth finally emerged, historians had to rewrite the history of World War II. They realized that cracking Enigma had been as critical to victory as any battlefield triumph. Some argued, even more so. Today, the bomb machines are preserved in museums. Bletchley Park itself has been transformed into a historical site, its huts a silent testament to the brilliance of those who worked within them. Thousands of visitors walk its grounds each year, trying to imagine the intellectual intensity of those days, the pressure, the secrecy, the knowledge that a single misstep could alter the fate of nations. Alan Turing's legacy endures. The Turing test, developed to evaluate machine intelligence, remains a cornerstone of artificial intelligence research. Universities worldwide continue to teach his work in mathematics and computer science. Yet, despite these achievements, Operation Ultra remains bittersweet. It saved millions, but at a terrible personal cost to the man who made it possible. Pause for a moment. Can you imagine it? Could a single team of mathematicians truly change the course of a world war? Operation Ultra proves that sometimes the most decisive weapons are not guns or bombs. They are brilliant minds, insight, and the courage to confront the impossible. And it begs another question. How many other secrets lie buried, still shaping history beyond our view? How many operations, like Ultra, have quietly determined the fate of nations without the world ever knowing? History is not just battles and generals. It is the invisible war, the clash of codes and secrets, of brilliant minds working tirelessly behind the scenes. What other untold stories of World War II await discovery? Which secret operations reshaped history, hidden in the shadows of intelligence agencies? If you want to uncover more, delve into the hidden battles of brilliance and meet the minds that quietly change the world. Join the exploration, follow the story, and share your thoughts.